Chris, I think we need to up the ante a little bit. Every Thursday, I don't think it's just going to cut it for us here soon.
We need more content, right? We need to get it out there.
Yeah. So, guys, there's a little hint. There's a possibility we may have more than just Thursdays coming here soon. So, all righty. Well, I'll see you guys. Have fun storming the Capitol.
Hit that fucking button, please.
Bye.
So we're back. Yes, we're back, folks. I know you're excited to see us. We're back to talking about how to bake cookies without using an oven. Today we have a special guest with us. That's right, a gentleman that's on the opposite side of my couch right now. Florian, is that the correct pronunciation of your name? Is it correct?
Yeah, it is. It is, actually.
Florian, and your last name? Because I forget it all. I feel bad.
Linckus.
Linckus, that's right. Florian Linckus. That actually sounds...
Linckus.
Linckus.
Yeah. Yes.
Or did I butcher it again?
Got it.
And my last name
is
German.
Pretty unique.
And my last name's German. So
I wish I had a fucking cool name.
Webb? Yeah, that sounds so...
You have. Chris Spiderweb.
He started his own bike gang and didn't even realize it.
It's the most common name in the world. God damn it.
Yeah, next to Smith.
It is?
No, is it Hernandez, I think, is the most common name in the world.
Oh, shit.
But yes, my name is Scott. We have our special guest, Florian, with us, who is all the way from Germany. And if you're in Germany right now, you're probably saying, well, Scott, you're all the way over there in the States. And, of course, as always, the gentleman next to me, my co-host.
I'm all the way over here, too. I'm in the fucking States, too. Shit. My name's Chris.
Salut.
So greetings and salutations to all of you. Now that I've done my entry, it's Chris's turn because I didn't even ask him if he wanted to do the intro. Or Florian.
Oh no, we're in that now. We're swimming around. Let's just keep going with it. I don't need an intro.
So yes, all three of us are here. In fact, Lord, he is just toughing it out right now. Being a father of three, it's late at night where he's at. And we're going to do the best.
It's 30 minutes before 12 night.
And it's 5:30 for us in the PM. So we're going to try to do everything.
It's usually work time as a father. You know? Nighttime is you have your peace, your quietness. You know, kids are sleeping. You know, it can work.
What's your normal day look like? How many hours you put in?
Oh, pretty much 20 hours sometimes.
Shit.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, coffee makes it possible.
Day is looking good and bright, and you're going to start it right. Drinking 20 gallons of coffee, Folgers will get you through the day.
That is rough, my man.
I don't drink Folgers anymore, so.
I would be a grumpy Gus.
Well, since we have our special guest on here, Lauren, would you mind giving us a little bit of a description of who you are other than a full-time, actually, how do you describe a full-time father of three? I can't find any words other than that. Right.
Tired.
Very
tired. Yeah. Well, what I am, where I am, who I am. I'm next as a father. I'm an artist through and through. Creating masks, painting masks, and just started sculpting. And for over 20 years now, 23 years exactly, I do compose film music. So I guess we will have a little bit to talk about everything I do because it could be interesting.
As long as you don't fall asleep, I know I'd like to hear about it all.
No, I'm on the way.
So you're kind of like a Renaissance man of sorts.
I'm quite fit. All good. I'm quite fit.
Very nice.
Naturally, Chris and I, we're, hobbyists ourselves, nerds ourselves when it comes to the Halloween Myers mask communities. And you mentioned that. Other than you have Fearcraft, right? Fearcraft Studios.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just started Fearcraft Studios, planned from last October after, I lost my other companies because of Corona and, something private stuff happened, which was putting me down over a year, but I found my strengths back and started thought about what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
Is am I going out of the mask business, or do I come back and do it different as before? Just no reholds anymore, and you don't do my own thing. So I started doing Fieldcraft studios, and yeah, started my first sculpt this year. It was long planned. It was nearly 4 years in the making. From the start where I did the Rotten Hero, which I sold Chris 4 years ago, to the point now, which is quite the real Rotten Hero. Um, so and next to the sculpting is quite going into the t-shirt business, creating horror themed t-shirts, spooky t-shirts, or spooky fashion, and it's quite fun having an online shop with all these different aspects and putting your artistry into it.
Mhm.
And I love some of your
Yeah.
designs. I like the way the
Thanks.
pumpkin
Thanks,
is.
man.
It's kind of the negative of the pumpkin on a lot of your shirts and your hats. I
Yeah,
like that. And
this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I alter it because I mean the pumpkin is not copyrighted, so I alter the pumpkin a little bit, the Halloween pumpkin, the 1978 pumpkin, because it's you always see that, it's unique with it. It looks like a head and a knife, so I alter it a little bit, and put my logo out of it. Fearcraft Studios is kind of my my artist side. It's kind of the design side I do, and with the OG45, the mask side, the Halloween side I do, the Michael Myers side, and the t-shirt design is more a little bit open-minded in horror and macabre themed stuff. There will be some nice pumpkin t-shirts, some nice dark clown, evil clown t-shirts. Not not always related to horror characters, but I think that's what I have in mind. What I have in mind, some nice lines. And with the OG45, which is the first mask which comes next month. I hope that I
Mhm.
have the prototype next month. Getting out more and more with the time, and some accessories, and yeah, more stuff. You
OG45.
know why? I think you can guess why it's called OG, or
Yes.
I can, but
yeah,
you are the artist, the creator.
yeah, the
Please do
original,
explain.
the original thing, the main thing, and the unmatched thing, I call it, because it's the mask, and no mask after it nearly matched, and because it was such a perfect storm made out of a $40 mask back then. I mean, did you know that the $40 mask back then would cost today $220?
God, no.
Yeah,
It's funny,
I
Chris and I
just
were.
I just I just I just take a look what $40 was worth in 1975 and what's worth now. So $40 would be $220 now, and that would be kind of a mid-class mask if
Damn.
you have going for a mass-produced mask.
I'm
Damn
just thinking to
inflation,
myself.
man. Damn
So
inflation.
and for the OG45, I did started my research. I think probably 4.5 years ago. When I started to convert Kirks to the Rotten Hero masks, which Chris had one. Um, that was the first attempt to recreating kind of a real rotten flavor to the mask. Not the way Chris Nelson did with the 2018 mask, which is not quite real, but I love it.
Yeah.
By the way, but you know, from that Kirk creating, or overworking the mask, kind of have it look like the hero mask, it's kind of impossible. You can't get the mouse party and everything. So I just thought long time ago to sculpt it, and it took some time, but I started this year, and it took 3.5 months. I'm
quite finished now, and I'm happy with it.
That's awesome, dude. I got a question for you. Would you say, because I noticed you're kind of more of a favor of the, I don't know, using the term rotted or rotten fits in here, but are you more, because we all have our favorites. We all like a clean or a dirty or something like that in our Meyer mask. Would you say you lean more towards, like, you're more fascinated by the rotten side? Trying to replicate that.
I would say yes, because over the past years I've even done Rotten H6 versions. I've done Rotten H4 versions, and they always look different and they always behave different. And I think it's my artist feeling to create something what not everybody can create. Having the look for a real rotten, it's hard to describe, because I'm not native US speaking, but I could do better in Germany.
But no, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing good.
I think to creating the rotten look to a known mask, it gives a totally new look. Have you seen my Rotten H6? I don't think so, but I will show you.
I dig it, man. I like it.
I like the idea of aging stuff, and aging a mask. And I think I already done a Rotten H20 already, and a Rotten Resurrection. I think I nearly have everything.
That's what I'm wondering, because it kind of takes a little bit of creativity, a little bit of imagination to imagine how something weathers and rots. I was wondering
I like the resurrecting side on this, because it's not just putting some dirt on it. It's like putting some brownish color tones on it, blending it with the white, and that it's, or what I really admire, what I could not achieve yet, is Nick Pagano's version of I think the Death Relic, or the Death Relic. I think.
Dead Relic, yeah.
Dead Relic, yeah. Because he managed to have the cracking paint, and I did not manage to do it yet. I did not found out how to do it. I have some cracking compound, and it never looked like Nick's, and so I gave up on that. Absolutely. But I have my style, and I don't want to copy anybody. So I have my style on this part, and I think the most rotten masks I did was the Rotten Hero, or later I called it the Rotten Shape mask, which was a converted Kirk mask. I think I made over the past 4 years 25 of it.
See, that's what I was wondering.
You have the special edition with the box. I only did one box, because after I did this box, I said no, not again.
That was
because it was pretty much work, because Chris was the first pre-order guy on the mask back then. So I decided yes, I give him the box.
Wow. Shit.
So as you mentioned in the other video, that I always put extras into it. It's always the same. I do the same with the OG, and yes, everything what I said will be there. It's like a booklet, a printed box. I mean, the printed box is pretty hard to do, to find a manufacturer who can make it in my style, and having it not cost millions of dollars to do,
right?
Millions of euros. But that's kind of the last thing what I'm planning right now, is to do the box, and I will keep it simple, but it will be nice, to have a box, opening it, and you see the hero mask into it.
Yeah, that's just shit you don't expect. That's it was impressive for me. I was like, damn, look at all this shit he's throwing in here. This is awesome.
I mean, it's kind of also from me a little love letter to community, because giving extras just makes the product or the mask feel very special, and the OG 45 is special. I mean I did so many research on it, and so many sweat and tears into it, and so many try and delete onto the sculptor, that it's worse. It's worse for me to give some extras, and not only a mask. I mean, a good collector loves extras, I think. Having a booklet, reading how the mask was made, how the mask made from ground up clay, and that's kind of what you find in the booklet, and little story about the original Halloween mask, which is quite confusing sometimes because there are two stories from the wrap of Halloween to Halloween 2. There are two stories where the mask went. Neither, I don't know where it went. Even it was at Nick Castle's, fireplace, or it was in Deborah Hill's shoebox. Who knows?
If
We will
you
never
go
find out.
to Sean Clark's and Christopher Nelson with the
I've seen that, yeah, with Dick Warlock
Yes,
and Nick Castle.
they
I've seen
did.
that.
Nick Castle made it very clear. Obviously, he had owned the hero, that the mask that obviously so many fans.
Yeah.
It was given
You know
to
what a
Dick
good
and
thing
never
is?
got it back,
What
so Dick didn't know.
you know what a good thing is? You know what a good thing is? What he doesn't know yet is that he will get it back in form of the OG 45 in 1.5 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have something worked out, and I have a guy who will be at the age 45, who's actually one of the big supporters of the Kickstarter campaign I did. And I asked him, man, when you go to Nick Castle, can you give him the mask? And he said yes, absolutely.
Very cool.
Hopefully,
Very cool.
that will continue to happen. I don't mean to rain on this possible parade.
I hope so. It would be a dream, and I think maybe Nick Castle wouldn't recognize it because I don't think he knows how the mask looks as of today. But probably he has seen the photo from Mark Roberts. Probably
there
not,
was actually some news here recently that there's a possibility, because of the writer and actor strike that's going on right now, that there's actually some certain rules that are given to the actors and writers, I would assume as well. And in fact, Sean Clark talked about it recently with his job that he has. And they talked about conventions presently in the future. Because of this strike, as I stated, there are certain rules that are being applied. If there's something that you're currently working on or future projects, apparently they are being banded to even be at these conventions to talk about it. They're not even allowed to do podcasts when it's talking about present projects that are on hold, obviously. And like I said, I could put a link in the description box, by the way, real quick, if people are listening or to go to Sean Clark, where he can obviously explain it in so much better detail. So people were fearing the convention, the 45. Will it happen? Or will there be less actors there because of it? Because some of them may fear of going.
Yeah. So I really hope that
Nick's retired, so let's hope so.
Yeah.
I think the chances are quite good. Yeah.
Let's keep the fingers crossed.
And absolutely, for me, it's a no-brainer. For me that he will get a mask. And I tried to contact Sean Clark on this before I asked Chili, and I also contacted Sean Clark to be participant of the project, but he had no interest, because he had no interest in a deteriorating mask, and
and to be
I accept. I have a different opinion on this, but I accepted it. It's okay.
Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But what you're doing right now is a major win. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I've a lot of people who admire what I do, and want to work with me on that, and want to promote it, and so like you guys. That's very.
And
that's
just
very nice.
to elaborate more on the OG 45, I'm sorry, Chris, were you about to say something?
Oh, no, I was just saying it's exciting, man. We're glad to have you here.
Absolutely. And I want to, if anything, maybe you have obviously this giveaway right now with the OG45.
Absolutely,
Could
yeah.
you?
Yeah. I have to give away, spending $20 on my shop, getting a T-shirt or whatever, um, and you get a ticket. Your order number is a ticket number, and they will, on the 15th of August, I will do a drawing, and probably you win or you will not. So the chances are quite good that people will win something, like a T-shirt, at least a T-shirt. One OG45 Ultimate Collector's Edition is given away, and one blank. So maybe for the mask makers, quite interesting.
As I was reading through the rules that you had, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this. This is obviously $20 or €20, correct?
Yeah.
Now, if let's say you were going to spend $40, you have twice the chance of winning this giveaway. Okay.
Absolutely. You get then 2 tickets, but what I need to write down in the description is limiting it to 5 tickets. That's max. I think it would not be fair if you have 100 tickets, you win everything.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, sure, he paid a lot of money then, but or he or she, but I think 5 tickets as max, and that's okay. And the winner will be named per email, or getting an email you won or you did not won. I probably do not make the raffle live. I don't know right now because time's a little hard, and I'm probably right into the production of the OG45 mask. So I think maybe doing it offline and sending an email, hey, you won or you did not won, But everything will be great, and I sold some T-shirts right now, and some guys are participating, and I wish them good luck.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
And this is really cool what you're doing. Obviously, as I have been told in the past on certain, now this is, you don't have to do that. Well, I know I don't have to. This is something you want to do.
It's also pretty.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's also pretty hard if you have a new online shop to get acknowledged, or to get seen. Nobody knows about you, and nobody knows about your projects or your products or whatever. And I thought it could be a cool idea to relive the online shop, or push the online shop a little bit, and push my projects a little bit, push my designs a little bit, and give something back. I think I won't earn any money with it, with a giveaway, but that's not, it's marketing. It's marketing, and if I spend hundreds of dollars for Facebook ads or whatever, it's the same thing. And so I can give something back. People order, the shop will get a little bit more noticed, and I give something back, and that's
the way I see it too, with you just getting started again, and especially this being a brand new sculpt for you, and this being the off season for Halloween fans, because it's summertime.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect timing for you, because by the time we get into that season, you may be overwhelmed with business. So you're getting your name out there now, and then next thing you know, I think you might be able to handle it more.
Absolutely. I remember the times when I got my first online shop, which I started 2019, which crashed in, I think, mid 2021 was the absolutely coffin and then nail into the coffin, because of some private stuff was going on. I managed to build it from zero, from one rear haul mask I sold over eBay Marketplace, to build up this shop, and it took a year. Until it got recognized on Google. It got many more customers, but it was a little bit different themed. I have the rear haul stuff, and I had normal Trick or Treat Studio stuff into it, because in Germany it was always difficult to get the Trick or Treat Studio stuff here. So I managed to do, doing a wholesale for them, and but since the shop crashed, it really hurt my my soul. I built it from scratch, and then came Corona and COVID, and like in everybody's life, everything was going down, and then plus that, will come some private shit, which really knocked me out of anything, for about a year, and but the thing is, you never give up.
Yep.
If you fell, stay up. If it takes 1 year, if it takes 2 years, but stay up again and try again or whatever. And I think, Fearcraft is a different aspect, and I always wanted to do my own stuff, my own sculpting, but I never had the I don't know, the time to do it. Now I took I think a quarter year, and think about what could I do, what do I want to do, and Fearcraft Studios is the result of it, and the OG45 is the first mask I do, and not the
As they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So
absolutely.
And this may have, being stronger. It's
you from anything you fell, you come out stronger somehow. And like I said, I managed it to build it once, and I can do it again. Different, but why not as good? I mean, why not even better? With own sculpts, and it would be interesting for the community. I mean, for the communities. I mean, I'm thinking out of the box. Not only doing Michael Myers or Halloween stuff, just I always plan to do a Leatherface mask. Because I love the Leatherface mask looks.
Hey, I'd like to see that now.
That could be cool.
whether it's Gary Hansen or the latest, that make it your own.
I liked the latest mask from the Netflix flicks. The movie was was a little bit Halloween 2018 into Leatherface, but the mask was cool. I think a cool idea, cutting off his mother's mask or mother's face and putting it on as mask.
It seemed like they weren't afraid to step out of the box with that one. I mean, it wasn't the best, but they tried something. I've
seen some artists even do this mask, and they look pretty awesome. But I mean, after the OG45, there will be another Myers mask, which closing the circle.
In other words, you're just
that's closing the circle, where it started and where it ends. But I won't talk about any
one thing at a time, my friend.
Because,
one thing at a time.
No, I respect it. It.
It could be cool because I've so much knowledge about that OG mask, and so much research over the years that I think I could try doing something.
Do you have further plans to continue your composing into Fearcraft?
I recently released my soundtrack from Rapunzel's Fluch. It is a German horror movie. You can listen on Apple TV or Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you go, on YouTube. And I'm doing part 2 right now. Next to sculpting, next to mask making, next to anything I do right now, next to having kids. So a pretty tough timeline right now. But I mean, composing is, I'm doing it for 25 years, and I would never give that up, But the past 10 years were quite hard. I've done a lot for Chinese movies and Asian movies. There was quite a big blockbusters with in Donnie Yen starred in one. I think you know Donnie Yen.
I sure do.
He starred in Star Wars. I think Rogue One. Yeah, Rogue One. Iceman, if you know Iceman, maybe. Yeah, I've done
Yep.
the score with a part of the score for that
Huh.
movie. Yeah. So, but I mean, the soundtrack composing is
Very cool.
it's like you do one project and next comes, one project next comes, one project next comes, and you always have to be on your high level, and that was kind of a little bit hard. So I turned it a little bit down and, just do. Right now, I'm doing projects I want to do. I need to do. So I just live my artist life, and so from time to time there come movies where I think, okay, it could be interesting. I try to write a demo, or maybe they get me, or maybe not. So Rapunzel's Fluch 2 was actually not planned for me to do it, but I spoken with the director, and well, it was a no-brainer to say yes. Then he wanted me, and I think it's kind of, if you think into other composers, many composers didn't do even the second part or whatever. They let another composer do it, or but I thought the story can give more, and the music can give a little bit more, and evolving the music. And yeah, the funny thing is, when I started composing, everything artistically I do is coming from the background of Halloween, because the Halloween theme is so much into my head, all the John Carpenter music.
Yes, sir.
Chris and I have talked about that.
I mean, I think I've done maybe in my life 120 versions of the Halloween theme, alone, and you can always hear some influences to John Carpenter, little shifting the tone, that's what he does like nobody else. I mean, Hans Zimmer, as an example, has his style with maybe sometimes 4 chords and building up the 4 chords. And John Carpenter is more the much more minimalistic guy, but the more electric guy, and that's what I love. I compose for orchestra and electric, mixing it and everything like that. John Carpenter is kind of a very big inspiration next to James Horner with Titanic. I mean, okay, it's a love story, but I love this soundtrack. The soundtrack is so, going into your brain, and Titanic, Terminator, Brad Fiedel.
I wonder, have you been approached by? I know there's been kind of a blow up of like, say, indie movies, indie Halloweens, and things like that, fan made films. Have you been approached by any of those?
Actually, not. No, never done one of them.
I think that would be cool.
That would be cool, yeah. My life dream was, and then I can tell you, a story. I got contact with Dick Warlock, very nice guy, by the way. I mean, it's 22 years away, and he was sending, and Nicholas Grabowski, the writer from the Halloween 4 novel. I've had a very, very close connection to him, and I think he or Dick Warlock gave me an email address from an agent in Hollywood, and I even contacted this person, and so we got talked to each other, and it was close, but they got Danny looks then. Next thing is, what I tried is, as it was stated that Marcus Dunstan will do a Halloween movie, which we never got. I talked to Marcus Dunstan, and he was also interested in, talking about scoring it, but he never did the score, and we got John Carpenter back, which is quite nice, honestly. Who could it better than John Carpenter himself?
Yeah.
but to be honest,
argue with
I
that.
think he could not top himself from the first movie. I think the first movie is, I mean, even if the music, if you put the music together, it's like 8 minutes of different music, but it's so effectful, it's
just simple. It's clean.
Yeah.
It's just it's almost haunting.
But I love the scores, or the scores of the Blumhouse
it's
trilogy. John Carpenter and his son and Daniel Davis did a great job.
I would
on
say
it.
John Carpenter's
It is
score for
good.
Halloween is technically a love story, and I'm being serious.
It
Because
is.
you
It
fell
is.
in
It
love with
is.
that
Even
movie
even
with
though
the
he's
music.
he's quite a very critical guy, and I think the story from Chris Nelson was where when Chris Nelson asked him about the mask, he said, "Looks like shit." But that's John Carpenter. That's
Yeah.
John Carpenter. So pretty honest guy.
And
He's not afraid to
I
say what
think
he
you're better
feels
off
like.
getting that honesty instead of, BSing someone, because then you'll go around thinking, hey, I'm all this because John Carpenter said I'm wonderful. But if John Carpenter didn't tell you the truth, then at least you got a good ass kicking, and maybe you learned something from that experience to be a little bit better. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd rather know
yeah.
brutally honest
Speaking
people.
of being brutally honest, well, with everything you have going on, with your sculpting, with your music, would you mind sharing where people could find you? I know that I said being brutally honest. It was a little Yeah,
Yeah,
we needed some honesty. Where can we find you?
absolutely. You can just go www.myers-masks.com.
Okay.
A new website, yeah. No new websites, just a new web domain for mostly the American people who, or fearcraft.de, just easy. Or fearcraft.com will come soon because I think it was taken, so I need to buy it or whatever. But fearcraft.com will come because my whole website is in English. Because the main I say customers are quite the world, I just want not to concentrate on my country because Germany has a big horror community, but it's not that big as probably in the US.
Oh,
US
wow.
has such a big community in horror.
Social media.
Facebook is you can look for Fearcraft Studios, and Instagram is Fearcraft down minus I don't know studios.
I think they call that, is it
You
underscore,
can link
Chris?
it. You can link it.
Underscore?
Yeah,
I think
underscore.
that's
Yeah.
how we say it,
Underscore,
Nat,
yeah.
or
Sorry. Okay. Fearcraft underscore studios.
We'll make sure we get that information,
find
and we'll put it in the description box. But it's always so nice to hear it from, the person themselves, of course, where we can find
Yeah.
you.
I do my best.
No, you did wonderfully. Be quiet, phone. I'm getting notifications from Instagram. They're probably saying, "Where can we find you?" No. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We got to talking about Halloween, the passion, the love you have for in the composing, which, wow, that's amazing. Everything you've accomplished there.
I mean, I'm into Halloween about 29 years ago. I was the lucky guy that I watched really Halloween 1 as my first movie. And
Me too.
Wow.
I think 9 or 10 or maybe nearly 10. I don't know. I don't remember right now the exact time, but I remember that I shitted my pants when I first watched it because it had such a dark energy. I mean, I watched Freddy before. I watched some other stuff before, but Halloween was different for me as a 10-year-old. It really frightened me because you have this spooky house, you have this shape-like figure who's lurking the streets, and it was so frightening me that I didn't watch it and to the end at that night when I got the video cassette, the VHS from a friend of mine. He recorded it on TV, and I did not finish it in that night. So 2 days later, I think on an afternoon, I finished Halloween, and I thought, wow.
I'm
That
going to
was
give
good.
John Carpenter.
That was really good. I really got frightened, and this got into my brain.
John Carpenter was a beautiful storyteller along with his crew, and they allowed
Absolutely,
you.
they did so well. They did so well Absolutely. And I was so impressed. And I mean, I've watched any of the following Halloweens after that. And, what I really got into it was Halloween 6 because I watched it right on pay TV when we got it first. We got it first on pay TV, and I watched it down and again and again. And it was so great. From the point from 1996, it was a great movie for me. Today I would say, okay, the story is pretty okay. Yeah, we would not do that again. But
I think a lot of people would rather watch
that.
H6 right now than a certain trilogy.
Dude, I will watch.
Probably.
I will watch H6 until I die. I'm a fan till I die. I don't care.
Absolutely, H6 has one of the greatest masks. I mean, I love the H6 mask. It looks so emotionless and so bad. Badass. Michael Myers is so badass in this movie.
It matched what George P was going for. It was just
George P
ruthless. It's just out there.
Michael A. Lerner on the reshoot scenes, what I didn't know back then. For me, it was always George P. Wilbur, the big star of the movie,
Yep.
Until I found out he got not into the reshoots, and Michael A. Lerner did a lot of scenes, but I love H6. Really. It was a different Myers house, but they always did. They did it with H5, so it's okay. Who cares? Yeah. And yeah, it was a great mask. It was a great appearance of Michael Myers. The story is okay, but the kills were badass.
I could watch H6 just for the atmosphere. It
the
just
atmosphere
does it for me.
Absolutely, that's the Halloween atmosphere, which I really miss a little bit in Halloween 5. Halloween 4 had a great opening sequence. The opening sequence of Halloween 4 is absolutely unmatched.
One of the best.
Absolutely.
But the
Midwest
movie in H4, I think that's what it looks like early in the fall.
Yeah, the movie is also great. I mean, Halloween 4 is a great sequel to Halloween 2. But the like you said, the atmosphere in Halloween 6 was different and very dark, and it was quite good.
We're getting to the point now where we're getting closer and closer to this end of this video here. Before I forget anything, Chris, is there anything that maybe you may want to ask our special guest? Because right now I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there was anything that I wanted to ask.
I sure as fuck do. It's got nothing to do with anything. So this is completely fucking random. But we love the random shit here.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on.
I've always wanted to speak to someone to have a personal telling. Do you travel the Autobahn?
What?
Do you travel the Autobahn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me anything about it? Because it sounds like my fucking dream.
Nearly 2 years ago, I drove a Porsche Cayenne with it was a 4.8 liter V8.
Oh, buddy.
And I got flashed. And the limit was, I think, 130. I got flashed with 60 over it. And my top speed with the Ford was 280 kilometers per hour. That was so.
God damn. All right, man.
I don't know how much it is.
That was gonna be another. My next
miles.
question: what kind of cars do you get into? What are you into?
Actually, at the moment, because all of that company shit, what happened? I drive an Opel, a little Opel. Nothing special. Little, not even family car. It has a 1 liter 3V motor. But I always loved V8s. I had plenty of V8s. I drove a Volkswagen Phaeton that was produced for US until 2006. So when you can get this car, sit in, drive. It's the best car you can drive, really. So smooth on the streets, but they're so rare in the US right now. And after that, I got a 7 BMW with a V8 motor. was quite nice, but not as comfortable as the Volkswagen, which is kind of a Bentley in VV shape, But all the interior and everything was Bentley or Bentley quality, because they really built this cars as it was hand built in the Gläserne Manufaktur in Leipzig, in Germany. And after that, I got the Porsche Cayenne, which was it was a runner. I mean, it's a big SUV, but damn, the power of it, damn, really, really, really damn. But I love cars. I love cars, but at the moment, I don't have the financial background to get a big car. And also with that gas prices, I don't want it. I don't want to support it.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen gas prices in US. They're quite cheap to what we pay.
Here it varies from one end to the other.
Yeah, they're really hard. The prices are here really hard. I think what do we pay for? I don't know. You're not into liters, or so not really, no.
For us,
what a liter? You pay per gallons, yeah. I think. Yeah, we pay per liter, and what is a liter in gallon? Can we find it out?
Oh, God.
I know a gallon weighs 8 pounds.
I don't even know that.
No, okay. So
how many gallons am I, Scott? What are you telling me?
So we pay around
simplify it. We all pay way too damn much, unless you are live in Afghanistan.
That's a fact.
Where they don't pay a dime.
Yeah. Absolutely. Too much. We pay $2, I think, $2 per liter. That should be.
You said this was a liter?
That's a liter.
You're paying $2. Yeah.
So there's a good reference for you folks. It's about as big as my head.
Empty. We all know what that is.
Want to see a little close up from the OG?
Yeah.
Hey, that would be good. How we missed that shit?
While you're doing that, I'm gonna grab me another beer.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, some little. Before I mold this, I need to smooth out the mouth and the dead parts inside here. That I don't want to have something stuck into and get it broken or whatever. But that's the unreal thing.
I fucking love the mouth on it, man.
And I even sculpted in this. This bend in neck, so it recreates it. What I do is what I can say. Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering. I mean, I noticed you were touching right there. I mean, how firm? Because I've not sculpted it at all.
It's pretty hard.
So it's set. It's set.
Not quite. If I'm too long at one part, the clay kind of melts and you have my fingerprints into it.
Oh God, I'd be afraid I dropped
that
shit.
I just touched the back, and if you can see this little cracking details here.
Is that oil based or water based?
It was quite a lot of work. Yeah, okay. That's oil based.
Oh, I love the cracks. That's
the cracks that crack.
That's great.
And also the whole. The whole surface is not perfect.
I've got a question about that.
As I say, then the deformed nose, everything is there. Even this little imperfection spots. I don't know if you can see it right under the ear. There's a spot from the hero mask. It's a little dot. You can see it.
Yeah, I see two of them.
That's a molding dot, and even that is molded into, because I needed to have it there.
With the cracks that are purposely...
That's my baby.
With the cracks that you purposely have added, will that... I know this is a silly question, but I'm just thinking from, the ground up. Will that affect... when you make a mold...
No, they won't they won't crack
Okay.
anymore further because as example, they will cut out like the 2018 mask a little bit. So they will be there, but they will be colored black, you know. So to just look like it's
Gotcha.
cracked, you know. Because when you cut it out, sure, the chances that the latex is, you know, ripping apart is very
Now,
big. So I take care of it.
when you're going to be making these molds, obviously, will the latex, or you haven't decided yet, will it be, I want to say thick or possibly the average thickness that we get in latex masks this day and age?
Quite funny that you mentioned it because yesterday I got asked by a pre-order customer how thick the latex will be, and my answer is short. I try to stay as close to the original as possible, and the original mask has quite thick latex, but it won't be too thick. So I don't know how thick exactly, but it will quite have a durable thickness.
And the hair you're going with for that?
I'm going for a mix of different creep hairs. So I researched on the Kirks, and what I found out mostly is that they used creep hair on the Kirks. So I'm using ash blonde creep hair mixed with a light brown, a dark brown, and just, you know, coloring it a little bit and aging the hair, you know, to match, like the hair is very much pressed onto the mask as of today, and it will exactly look like the mask then. So no swirling around like Halloween 1 or the big hook up, the big bird's nest on the front, you know.
Which I've always been curious about, because you have a certain look that you went with here, and I mean it is matted down. It's very interesting.
Chris, is it anything like, and maybe if you have, I don't know if you have one or not, is it anything like a Terry's Warlocks? Is it matted down like, well, you know what I'm getting at.
It is, but it's still like, if I wanted to pull up a certain section, it's free to come up.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to think of,
it's not
I
like
know the Warlocks have
matted together.
Pretty matted hair, yeah. And
speaking of hair, before I forget, by any chance, would you know the hair that they would use on an H6?
What I researched is that they used plush hair.
Plush hair. Remember that, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't use any creep. They didn't use real hair. I think what I researched was plush hair. And if you look closely to the Hero H6, you can quite see the net. There is a little bit of the net. You can see a little bit of the surface. And I think it was quite a kind of plush hair you could use to form a bear or something like that. You know, stuffing it, and you have a bear with long hair. That's what I found out, and what I use. I did recently some H6, and I used plush hair, and it looks quite nice. Looks quite nice.
Oh,
okay, sweet.
Well, guys, we got an hour into this. Chris and I try to keep it, a certain range and all that. I can't think of anything else other than everything else that's been going on that we know of so far. Chris and I do. From what we have, we haven't obviously known you very long here, Florian, but I know myself personally, I'm super excited to see what you got going on now and in the future as well, whether it's obviously with the creations of masks,
will be interesting,
with your music and everything else that's going on. Like I said, we're going to have your social media available in the description box, from your websites, Facebook, Instagram, where people could find you. And definitely the winner, who's ever going to be a part of this, giveaway. Very one lucky SOB, that's for sure. And I hope this is going to be something that continues to grow for you, no doubt about it. But it's hard, as much as hard work you're putting into it, I'm sure it'll do well. So.
Absolutely, man. Nothing but positive best wishes for you.
Thank you.
I see it going to high places.
I hope so. I hope
Well,
so. To be one day recognized as a good sculptor for Myers Mask. Maybe not. I don't know.
so
We'll
Mr.
see.
Nick Castle, if you're listening out there, this gentleman has got a very wonderful gift for you. He's been working very hard
Absolutely.
on it. So you never know. You never know.
You never know. You never know who's watching.
That's true.
You never know.
That's right.
And I hope he's attending age 45, and Chibi will get him his mask.
Actually, I mean, I haven't even done it once because I do. But yes, of course, you're going to be able to find us here, meet us in the Man Cave, through YouTube, of course, all of your listening apps for podcasts. So yes, make sure that you download those or subscribe. I asked for help recently and somebody didn't take it seriously. They thought I needed a Bible and needed help after asking for that. So we see how well that's going. Well, that's going to do it for this particular episode of Meet Us in the Man Cave. Mr. Christopher Webb and myself, Scott Kennard, would love to give a huge shout out and a major thank you to our special guest, Mr. Florian Linckus, for joining us here today. If you yourself are wanting to get your hands on this amazing giveaway of the OG 45 and you're like, wait a minute, where was all that information at? In the description box, Mr. Florian Linckus' website, and of course, all of his social media that's associated with, of course, Fearcraft Studios. So once again, Mr. Florian Linckus, thank you for joining Christopher Webb and I. We hope to see you soon. Chris and I want to thank you for listening or watching Meet Us in the Man Cave. Since you enjoyed watching us, make sure you want to tell all your friends about us, subscribe today, and click on that notification bell. It's going to be helping you being reminded when our next episode is uploaded or even possibly a live stream video. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, YouTube. You can listen or download to Meet Us in the Man Cave on your favorite podcasting app, available to stream or download so you can listen to us all you want, whenever you want. For more information, go to meetusinthemancave.podbean.com.